So when you clap, you have to like clap at a different rhythm. It can't just be like,
okay.
Right, that's it.
Should I just mimic you?
No.
No?
Why would you mimic me?
I don't know.
I mean, no, because this is going to be harder for me to see.
Okay.
That's why I do it at random. Go.
Is that too fast?
That's too fast. Because then, yeah. That sounds like mine.
I don't fucking know, bro.
All right. Welcome back to the Mental Lab, guys. You already know what's up. We got to do our claps. It cools people down, you know? Or I just said that.
Yeah.
I just said that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so welcome back to another episode of the Human Library. Today we have an awesome person, and he's he's ready to share and talk and laugh and have a good conversation with me because he's nervous. I'm saying that only because I'm going to embarrass him. I have to embarrass him.
Listen, he's going to try.
Yeah. But so I am Charming. As you guys know, if you're new here, then, you know, make sure you like and subscribe. Check us out. This here is Cameron.
Hey.
So Cameron is our next book for the episode. And so today we get to kind of hear his story about whatever his own topic of the story is. Remember, you know, don't judge books by its cover. Also, you want to make sure you get a good in-depth like understanding of the book. You know, sometimes you can't digest the entire book at once. And today, that's what we're here to do. Just kind of find a good story in there that you can kind of grasp onto. Hopefully you can relate. If not, I'm pretty sure you know somebody else who can. But for the most part, we all live the same life. Like, let's be real. Like, everybody lives the same life. It's just, you know, at different times.
Different variations.
We got a little drinky drinks here, which we don't promote irresponsible drinking. Not that there's alcohol in here because it doesn't
totally
even taste like alcohol in here.
It's fruit punch. Tastes good.
Is that green apple in my Kool-Aid?
It is.
I tasted it earlier. I just didn't think about it.
Yeah, it's a little bit in there. I just split it. But it's fine. It's mostly fruit punch. It's mostly Kool-Aid and shit, so.
All right, so if you guys are new here, this season is the Human Library. So, like I said, we get to have different books on the podcast and kind of just talk about a couple different things. But I don't want to introduce the man because he can introduce himself better than I ever can. Plus, the season really isn't about me. It's all about our books. So, yeah.
Hi, my name is Cameron. I'm 26 years old. Born in Savannah, Georgia. I am a teacher. I've been teaching.
Just give me your credit card and your debit card number.
Basically.
You just
social, everything. just so you know who you're stealing
the terrorists
from.
are going to come find you.
Basically. You already know. Yeah, I've been teaching since high school. 2013, when I graduated high school, I started working at a summer camp from my drama teacher. She's the first one that got me really interested in working with kids. Kids and theater, really. Theater is really what like brought me out of my shell. I was never really comfortable being myself or comfortable with my self-image. That took a long time, and I'm still like working on that even to this day, literally.
All I'm gonna say is theater kids, I used to think they had the most confidence in the world, but after meeting more and more of them, like even when I went to college, like they are like some of the most insecure beings. Insecure
all the time.
That words insecure than like anybody else I've ever met in the entire world. And like that's crazy. Them and dancers.
Yeah, they're worse though.
Oh my god,
they're
dancers
worse.
are so bad, and they're worse too because they'll also judge the crap out of everybody else too. And it's like, come on.
Because they're way more intense with it. With theater, like we have a lot more fun. Like behind the stage, well, at least in high school, when I hit college, it was a lot more serious because that's when like careers are starting to hit. People want to do this as a profession. Yeah. But in high school, it was a lot more fun because we just all had fun. We were friends. We hung out together. It was a really good time. But yeah, it's definitely that facade of here we are on stage. We're having a great time. We can do this on stage. But once we hit the wings, which is like the sidebar that you can't see in the audience, it's like, I just fucked that up. I know I did.
That's out there. I can't take it back. Yes. Even if I run away, it's still out there.
Yes.
And look at me now. Yep. Now I got egg on my face in the front and the back stage.
They're looking at you, and you're thinking like, "Oh well, we just gotta ride the show out."
No,
and at that point, when stuff like that does happen or did happen, it's just who cares at that point. Like that's kind of it's a positive and negative thing because once that happens, you kind of lose all your inhibition. Like, well, I already screwed up, so whatever whatever else happens the rest of the show is whatever. But yeah, and it's that whole thing of like, we have to be good. We worked on this for weeks and weeks and weeks, so we have to be good to put on a good show.
Yeah.
And that's not always what life is about. But we've been so trained to be like, we have to do this well. Mm-hmm. It kind of just like, I don't know, it blurs the lines a lot.
Yeah.
So.
You know, when I was in high school, so I always wanted to do theater. I just never really got into it. I was always doing different things, but my sophomore year was the first year that I was like, you know what, I'm going to audition for something. And so I auditioned for like we called it a half acts or something like that. Mm-hmm. But it's basically like when you don't have it's not a full act play. It's like a half act of a play. Okay. But it's like something, it's kind of like a drama prose or like just, it's shortened act.
Yeah. Okay? We did that by competition.
Yeah. So I ended up getting casted for my audition. Mm-hmm. And now I told you about my pantomime.
Yes.
Right? Okay. So I used to do pantomime when I was also in high school. So I was pretty good at it. So I did my audition. It was a regular audition. You know, you go up there, read the script, and act or whatever. I got casted as the bartender. But I also had no lines.
Hey, you're in there.
I had no lines. Yeah, I was just the bartender, and I was supposed to like sweep up the bar, right? And one of the half acts, I stole the show because
it's always them.
The act was about blind dates. So it was like kind of like blind dates, like kind of like with a twist. And so I was a bartender, and like I had one table where the two people would like come and like meet and talk and have that little blind date or whatever, and like I was just supposed to be there just for visual effect, just kind of add to it, but like I got it to where it kind of seemed like because I wouldn't go up and like talk out loud. I would just go up and act like I'm talking to the customers or whatever. Mm-hmm. But I would go up and I would take water back. I would bring them more water back and forth, and I kept doing it on and off stage, like during the half acts while they're talking and doing the play. And then one day, one of the times, I was like, you know what? Hold on. So I went back. I'm like looking backstage and stuff. I found a 5-gallon drum of like water.
Yeah.
And I just came and poured it. I just poured it all over his stuff.
And y'all use real stuff?
That was real water, yeah.
Wow.
Because he was obviously super nervous. Well, like in the play.
Yeah.
Like he was obviously super nervous. So like he's just downing water. I'm like, okay, bro.
It's always the side characters because you get to do whatever you want to.
Yeah. Like, you can
create your own character.
Okay, but so like you said, like everything has to be perfect. Mm-hmm. So you had that experience, and I had this experience of I'm just going to do this and have fun, and I think that made my theater experience like for the rest of my life just enjoyable, and like it made that thing never ever feel like I could fail at this because it's only fun.
Yep.
But I think when you have that pressure of this is serious. I love to do this, but this is also serious. I need to do this well. Mm-hmm. I think that kind of changes a little bit because, like, I mean, I have this amazing story, and you probably have amazing stories as well. But there's probably stress and pain and stuff behind it,
Yeah. And it really was not. I didn't want to do theater. I'd never thought about it. I was always a shy kid. In senior year is when I joined it. Junior year, I was in theater production. I was behind the stage just doing costumes. Because
junior year?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So junior year, I just jumped in. I was like, I'm just going to do costumes because I was really into fashion design. Project Runway was my favorite show of all time. But
I've never seen a single episode.
Hold up, what? You never?
No.
Okay. Yeah. We'll fix that. But, and I really got into the costumes. So I started making the costumes for the theater department. And I started getting really acclimated with the people in theater, and so I would just sit in the wings during the show because even if you were in theater production, you had to be there during the performances no matter what. You had to help out.
Yeah.
So I was in the wing making sure that the costumes, the quick changes were being taken care of properly. I was helping the stage managers. I was helping out as much as I can. But when the shows were going and I was seeing my friends on stage, I was like, well, that seems like really fun. They're having a lot of fun doing it. And even if with the stress, like, it was funny. Like, no matter what went wrong, it was just funny all around. I was like, I want to be a part of that. So
that's good.
I joined in, still nervous as hell. And what really pushed me out there, that junior year, we had an exam. And she said the roles are going to be switched. So the theater students had to do theater production stuff. Theater production students had to be on stage. So she wanted us to basically learn like everybody else's role to see how important it was and see how stressful it is for them.
Right.
And the lesson was taught. The lesson was definitely learned. Because it was Christmas
I understood the
too.
assignment.
Yes.
Oh, the Christmas.
Got it. It was Christmas themed. We had to make up our own songs, our own dances. I couldn't hear anything that I was saying for the first half of the little exam. My whole heart was in my ears. And that's all I heard. I can't remember a single thing. I remember I had to sing Angels We Heard on High or something.
Angels we have heard
yes, that, but the Glee version. Yes.
Oh.
I had to sing that in front of everybody, and I was dead. Like, I sang it, I got through, and everybody clapped cute because you're a little high schooler. It didn't need to sound good, but you got through it, boo.
That's
good
musicals
job.
in high school. That's musicals in high school.
Heck no.
You don't sound good.
No. But my friends hyped me up with it, so it was cute. I got through it, and I was like, I want to keep doing this. So I just joined the class the next semester, or the next year, and it was just, after that, I got some side roles. Mm-hmm. Then we did a big spring musical my senior year. We did Susical the Musical. I was a Wickersham brother, which was kind of fun. We still had lines. I was with two other guys, which I was never really a fan of having guy friends. That's when I really started like getting acclimated with guy friends.
Okay, that makes sense.
But all my girlfriends, they were all leads in the show, and we always hung out, and it really solidified it because I applied me wanting to do theater.
Okay.
In college.
Right.
But I had already applied to SCAD for fashion. I got in. I did their little SCAD challenge. I won second place. I still have the picture of the little dress I made. It was like glass and like book pages. And I really thought that was going to be my thing. But the first day I the first day I started college, I just switched my major into theater. Now, I never performed at SCAD in a show. I never got casted. I did stuff in class, but like I really had to start from square one because I never really got the education. High school drama is not college theater. No. Not even compared to. Yeah. So I was like, okay, that's fine. I'll just start from square one and learn whatever I need to learn. I had the worst auditions at SCAD. Like looking back and thinking back, like I was just like what was I thinking, bro? But after that, I switched my major. And I had to think to myself, like, I really had to figure out what my minor was, because I was like, okay, well, this probably isn't going to be a serious thing in my life for the rest of my life, just because I love it. I love doing it. But can I see myself waking up and being like, this is what I want to do every day? Yeah. And I couldn't. But I really love working with kids, and I was also doing that on the side. I was working at daycare, summer camps, all of that. So I left SCAD because I couldn't afford it financially. Went to Savannah Tech for like a year or two, got my credits up, and then transferred to Kennesaw State University. Right. Got in their theater program. First audition I did, Peter and the Starcatcher, I got Peter Pan. I was like, hell yeah. Now my ego is built.
Tiny little black pan that could.
I was a little token black kid in the show. I didn't care. I was there. Fuck. But that really, it built up a lot of more self-confidence, because at that point I was in the big leagues in my mind. Yeah. Like, I was college. Ooh. Did a couple more shows and then left Kennesaw just because of more financial reasons. I basically just I have to pay for my own school. I've had always to pay for my own education, all of that. My mom helped the best she could. My grandma helped with living expenses, but it's always been a financial thing when it comes to college. But left Kennesaw State University and I left Kennesaw and started working at a daycare back here in Savannah, and I was really just loving working with kids. So at that point, I left theater and decided to change my major to switch them. My minor is theater, my major is elementary education now. But still love theater. If I ever find an audition after I graduate school, like, I'm definitely just jumping back into theater as like a side thing. But that's me.
Like you keep telling me, I need to get a horn and practice. Yeah.
Heck
but
yeah.
you should. Yeah.
Yeah.
You should. So guys, before we get into today's festivities, as I like to call them, I gotta get the formalities out of the way. So make sure that you check out our website. I'm always updating it with new things, new blogs, new information, a lot of different resources that are happening, because there you can find lots of different things, more content. You can find our latest episodes. You can find a lot of more stuff. So make sure you go to the website. Also, subscribe if you haven't. Like this video, share it with your friends. But the biggest thing is we just want to reach more people, to get more people, just a better community. So make sure you guys kind of just get the word out. And this to that, some of the stuff we talk about today is probably going to be emotionally triggering to you. And if you do notice that you are emotionally triggered, I want you to walk over to your neighbor's house, grab their dog, and pet their dog viciously while you kiss it on the nose until his nose is dry, and then give them the dog back. But after you do that, please find our website, officialmentallab.com/resources, so that way you can find any of the dozens and dozens of resources on our directory that can help you out. There's lots of them up there, so make sure that you do utilize that. Also, bookmark it, save it, send it to a friend or a family member, so just a loved one, because it can also help them out too. So before we get into everything else, I want to make sure that I give a nice brief word from our video's sponsor. Bam. Hey guys, really quickly, I want to break away from today's episode to kind of talk to you a little bit about our newest partnership and sponsor of today's video, which is Sandy's Bakes. Sandy is a local business owner, Black-owned business owner as well, who makes amazing, absolute amazing treats and desserts and things of all sorts, so from cupcakes to cakes to kick pops, candy apples, and all different types of things, and offer amazing, great prices too. And they look amazing, they're beautiful. Just look at these amazing cupcakes and this beautiful mental health cake. She takes your orders and will take them above and beyond, make them absolutely beautiful for you. Currently, right now, she is making products for Beaufort and surrounding areas, but if we can get enough, we could probably get her to start shipping across the country pretty soon here. But her company just finally started, it just kicked off, and I could not thank her. All right, welcome back, guys. I hope you enjoyed that handsome charming over there. I mean, I don't know what he looks like because I haven't even recorded it yet, but I hope you enjoyed him. So, as you already know, if you're not new to the channel, if you're not new to the community, we always kind of give like a health update, like just how we're doing, what's been going on. And so, because you guys just heard from me, I'll go first. But anyway, so the last few days have been pretty good. I would say, like, if I had to pick a color, I would say red. No, I'd say red.
Really?
Okay, yeah. So get this, right? Because obviously red is like
aggressive as hell.
Aggressive, right? Red is like, screw you.
Yes.
Like, don't talk to me. Stop. Like, get away.
Uh-huh.
But though, because I have been angry and stressed out. I have been. The laptops, electronics, all that stuff, angering. But I think red is really vibrant.
Okay.
Red is a very vibrant color.
Yeah.
And I think that's why. I think it's vibrant and flamboyant, and it's in anything that it can be a part of. Meaning, if I am upset or like angry, because I feel red and I'm so like vibrant, the anger is like aggression.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
I can see that.
But also, if I'm like energized, that energy is vibrant. So now I'm like hyperactive.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
I get it.
So that's what I mean by red.
Yeah.
I mean, I never like describe my emotions as color, but if I had to, I would pick red. But like, so I've been telling people, like, you got depression. Well, I got depression, anxiety, aggravation, And I can be a combination of all three or any of the three. But what I've noticed mostly is if I don't have much depression, my depression's low, like a 0 or 1. My anxiety's low, like a 0 or 1. I notice my anxiety or my aggression or my aggravation is probably like a 7. On edge of an 8, 9. Like, bad. So, like, any little thing happen, it's like shut the world off, and I'm probably angry, and I just don't want nothing from nobody. So that's kind of how I've been like the last few days, but not necessarily like just like all riled up. I can like calm myself down because I know right now I'm in that kind of mood where I am so vibrant. So I do know like, okay, I can just calm down, just kind of get away from everything for the moment. And like, just so you guys know, like, so we were texting, and I let him know like I was like super upset because the laptop wasn't doing something, and he being a good friend and a good person he is.
He's positive like, Patty, like
like
all the time.
he's like, he's like, it's gonna be okay. You're gonna take a break from the computer, and it's gonna come back, and then blah blah blah. I like, look, I don't need the positivity right now. I'm just so angry.
I think it was like I told you, like, it's okay. Tomorrow you're gonna do an even better video.
Yeah, I was just like, I was so over it. But we get like that sometimes. Yeah. And like, at least you have, at least I have a good, you're a good person who understands. We've talked about it. And a huge part is boundary setting, and, being able to set those boundaries and also being able to understand, like, crap, like, I'm not feeling well. I need to be able to talk to somebody and let them know, like, hey, right now, I don't want to talk to nobody. And like, they understand it. He does, So definitely want to have people like that in your life. But especially when you feel red. Because other people are going to be like, what's wrong with you? I didn't even do nothing to you. But, but that was good, like, yeah, at times we just don't need positivity because it only makes things worse. It's like the Christmas tree thing. Yeah. So I'm trying to figure out if I want to decorate the house and whatnot. And he told me I definitely should. And I think a lot of people should, especially like a lot of people in the in our community. I definitely think we should. It just kind of brings that spirit if you don't have any. But when you don't have any and you feel red or depressed or anything like that, then it's only worse because it's just getting thrown into your face. Yeah. Right? It's like right there it says relax. If I feel red and I'm angry, that's the last thing I want to see. Oh my gosh. Right?
It's like telling a person to calm down when they're really pissed off.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's how I've been like the last few days. But besides that, like, things are okay. Like, I'm all right. Yeah. Like, I'm under the weather. So if you guys hear me sniffling or what is under the weather? Whatever.
When that's abnormal. Like when you're not on your normal. Like,
yeah, but why is it under the weather? Like, I am subject to what's out there, maybe? Like, yeah, whatever. So
under the weather conditions, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah.
Of the weather.
So what's up with you? What kind of things is going on in your life? Or?
So like I said, I'm a teacher. That last week I was so my schedule usually is I work in 4 different classrooms. I'm an assistant teacher in 4 different classrooms. Yeah. I basically go in there and just help the kids that need more help. And if the teacher needs help with a couple kids, just classroom management. That's my job. But this week I was put in an additional 5th classroom, 1st and 2nd grade. This classroom was 1st grade. Ooh. And she really needed help just with her classroom management skills and getting kids to like actually listen to the lessons. Go. Man, you want to be in it, baby? She's like, I'm trying to chill with y'all.
Sit down. Here.
She got up for that.
You missed it? There you go. Alright, she'll be busy for the rest of the episode.
Okay. Oh, she's chilling too.
Yeah. Let me make sure it's still recording.
Okay.
Yep. Make sure this is still recording.
Did it move at all?
Yeah. No, it's good.
Okay.
It's good. Alright, we're good. Go.
Should I just keep on or do I need to go back?
Yep, you can keep
going.
If you want to go back, you can. Yeah.
No.
Okay.
But So yeah, she just really needed help with her classroom management. A lot of kids just weren't listening to her and listening to the lesson, which they really need to do because COVID just took a hit for a lot of kids.
Yeah, with Omicron, Percy got 8. Do you know that reference? Mm-mm. You never watched Futurama? Mm-mm. Oh my God! It's, the Omicron variant, right? So in Futurama, like way back when, the aliens from like out of town or outer space, whatever. The aliens were from Omicron Persei 8, that planet. So that's where all the aliens are from. And so every time they say Omicron, I think Omicron Persei 8. And also on top of that, I also think Omorion. Whoa! But that was trending on Twitter. On Twitter, like Omorion. He even like made a tweet about it.
Yeah.
Laughing about it or whatever. But anyway, continue. Omicron Persei 8. Somebody said, yeah.
They just, I don't know. COVID was something else, and with a lot of parents just not really helping at all, or just being super stressed out because they have their own stuff that they need to deal with and work out. Mm-hmm. It just took a lot of toll on the kids. So she was really having trouble. Came in there, did my observation, and they were right. She was really having issues with it. So I've been in there all week just assisting, helping with math, reading, classroom management, all of that. So it's already like been a heavy load because I came in October, a little bit after school already started. It was already a heavy load. I
forget that.
Yeah. Yeah, school. What you mean, like
October.
That school started early?
No, that you started in October.
Yeah, October 12th. Yep. Wow. I came back here, Savannah, October. Left Atlanta. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, it was already like throw you into the water, which I'm already kind of that person. Like I'd rather be thrown into the water like a sink or swim person. Mm-hmm. I want to be thrown into it to see if I survive. If I don't, then it's not for me. If I can, let's make it happen. But it's just workload on top of workload on top of workload. So this week it was a roller coaster. Like I was up and down, up and down, up and down because I have my own personal stuff that I'm dealing with. Then I have work stuff I'm dealing with, and I have parents and teachers and all this other stuff. If I had to pick a color, I would say like a turquoise, like a cool blue.
That's how you've been?
Yeah, like a cool blue.
Like how long?
Ooh. Almost like 2 weeks.
Okay.
Thanksgiving
that's
was okay. Thanksgiving break was
Is this
okay.
like sign language okay?
This is my cool blue sign language. I'm doing all right. Like
not jazz hands.
Talk to me.
Different from jazz hands.
Jazz hands is no. That's a little bright. Yes. Yeah. No, I'm not like that.
But wait, what was it?
I'm like this.
That's so.
Exactly. Like I'm all right today, but I have a limit. And it's always with adults. Like I'll have as much patience as I need for kids.
I'm finished. I don't want to see you fighting kids.
Heck no.
Okay, but
I'll fuss at them. I will fuss at them. Don't get me wrong. My deep voice will come on, and it's over with. They know.
Yeah.
Exactly. But nah, I got enough patience for them kids all the time. But when I clock out, it's like I'm reminded that I'm getting back into Cameron's world. Once I hit school, it's just like I'm in a whole new world. Yeah. I feel a lot more energized, especially at the beginning of the day. Like I'm ready for the day. At the end of the day, I might be a little bit tired, but it's just a lot of mental strain throughout the day, and it's never anything outside. Once I hit them walls inside the school building, it's shut down. I put out the world. And I love that. I love that I can go to work and just exit my mind and only focus on giving as much as I need to and as much as I can to my students. But it's been this roller coaster up and down thing just because of everything that's going on in my life right now. But I just recently did this whole November thing of just doing these self-affirmations. And
he said this November thing. And you know the first thing I thought of? Okay.
Do it. Tell me.
No, because I don't want to trigger people in that way. I gave a trigger warning.
Yeah.
No, not November, right? That's not what you're talking about.
Oh my god.
So what are you talking about? You did this whole November thing?
Nah, I didn't do that.
Wait, you didn't participate?
I didn't
continue.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
Just continue. Just keep going.
I did a post on my Instagram every day of just like things that I was feeling that day. anything that stood out to me that day, any feelings that stood out.
That's good.
Basically. And then I posted the affirmation that was the best fitting for that day.
That's good. How did that make you feel?
It made me feel good. Now, some days I did miss because some of the days I was just like, man, I'm not feeling my best. I don't feel like taking a picture, which a lot of them were like selfies or like videos of me and my kids, or like I've been really into like I downloaded this Bible app, just because I'm getting more into my spirituality, because which I feel like a lot of people should do, not necessarily with the Bible, just finding like your inner peace and inner
connectivity.
Exactly. Something more. Exactly.
Yeah. I just talked about that in a podcast. I don't know if that podcast is going to come out. Yeah, that's one of the audio ones. Yeah. Yeah, I just talked about that. Actually in 2 podcasts.
Really?
Yeah.
Because it's helpful.
I don't know if it's going to come out before our episode or not.
Yeah. It's helpful.
Yeah.
If you ain't seen it already, go find it.
But yeah, continue.
It's really like, I don't know. It's something. It's something about believing and having that hope and hanging on to that hope, and when it actually happens, because it's not like it's gonna be this grand thing every day. Like I might just like think about, I pray every day, and I just pray for peace of mind, stability, and other things that are like going on throughout my life. But those are the 2 major things. Yeah. And I'll go through a day of school and have the best day ever, and that's my answer to the things that I asked for. That's my answer to the prayers that I just prayed that morning. And it's like it's maintaining that, even if it's just a small thing. You gotta find the small things in your life to say, this is why I'm believing that things are gonna go the way that I want it to, because I asked for it. It's been given to me. It's showing itself to me in my life, and now I'm just gonna keep going with that. It's not always gonna happen. That's a definite. But you got to hang on to those meaningful days, which is what I wanted to post more of. And the days that I missed, those were not days that I was having. That was like, I've got this. I didn't have it those days.
Yeah.
I did not have it
Trust
those
me,
days.
I get that. I like, I data dumped onto Instagram at one time, and I bounced off from everybody in the world. Yeah, everybody was like, oh, he's doing so well. Yeah, bounce out, hard. I'm out, and then next thing you know, overdose.
Yeah,
right? Like,
it's hard, man.
Yeah, it's rough.
Life is not easy, and
and all that you said like sounds amazing, and like I know it's like it sucks because we're aware, right? We know that this is what is the right thing to do, is to try to grab onto something, and to try and do this, and to do this, and knowing this will help me out, and doing all these things, and then still feeling like crap.
The worst.
Worst.
The worst.
Worthless, purposeless, all those things.
Yeah.
And so it gets rough. Like I say all the time, I'm aware that that's the situation, but I ain't got no path to fix it. And that's like the hardest part, knowing it, and then still like walking right into it, even though you know, and you're walking into it knowing that you're walking into it.
Yeah.
And that sucks. And that makes you really even kind of resent yourself a little bit more.
Yeah.
When you do that, but I think you trying to at least keep up with it, whether you had one bad day or not, because a lot of times, at least for me, like if that one day comes where I mess up, I landslide down. Yeah. Right. Like. Yeah. And so trying to find a motivation to say, okay, yesterday was just a fluke, or yesterday was just a relapse, or yesterday was, it's okay to mess up, like, and just to get back on track the next day. A lot of times that's honestly the hardest part. Like, once I'm in the habit, or once I'm doing the right things, or telling myself the right things, or whatever, it's easy when I'm in it. But when I stop and I need to start it back up, it ain't happening. I don't even know how I started anything in my life ever. I don't even know how I started to not purge anymore, not puke anymore. I don't remember how I started to not do that. But I haven't been doing it, Yeah. And so it's easy. But I do know that if I were to do it again, it's a landslide. Yeah. And maybe by this point I have like more strength. Yeah. But I'm yeah.
And it's like my high school life. I would say, well, high school, middle school time frame, I was way big. After my freshman year, during that summer, I did not eat anything. I ate crackers and like lunch meat. And I did this weird thing of like weighing myself in the morning and like in the afternoon. I took one day, I weighed myself in the morning, weighed myself in the afternoon, and ate normally at the beginning of the summer. And then I saw how much I actually gained throughout the day. So the next day I started it, I was like, okay, I gained this much. If I get close to that number during this day, if I'm eating normally, I can't eat anymore. So as time progressed throughout the summer, I was like, well, I'm just not going to eat today. I slept so much during that summer. I lost like 60 pounds, 40 to 60 pounds, somewhere in there. Too much weight in one time span, in one summer. And my mom, completely oblivious to it. She didn't even notice because she had her own stuff going on. But she was just like, oh, wow, I'm so proud of you. Like, you lost all that weight. Like, that's awesome for you. Not knowing what I actually did to actually get there. But I know in my mind, I easily can do that. And I find myself doing it even today. Like, I will skip my lunch breaks, and it's not intentional, but my body has gotten to the point now where it doesn't feel it until hours later. And then I have this complete migraine, and I'm dying because I didn't eat all day. Never realized it. I was just working. But I had to set an alarm clock on my phone just to remind myself to eat something. But it's very easy to fall back into those negative, bad old habits that you used to have and once got over.
So, have you ever gone to an eating disorder support group? Has anybody ever told you about an eating disorder?
Nope.
Did you even know what an eating disorder was?
Nope. I don't even know where I got that idea from. I was just like, I wanted to lose the weight because I remember it vividly. My friend's mom took me home one day and I put the seatbelt on. My stomach was like over the seatbelt and I was like, I don't want to live like this anymore.
Tragedy.
And that was my like, I got to figure out something because summer was coming and I was like, I'm going to be away from school and I want to come back to school my sophomore year as this new person. And I had a limited amount of time to do that. I was like, I'll do whatever it takes at this point. That's probably where it came. I was like, I'll do whatever it takes. I won't eat if that's what it takes. And it's those extremes to get the things that we want, not knowing or thinking about the repercussions afterwards and the things that will happen in your mind afterwards, which really messes you up.
Yeah. So what was the reason that you were not satisfied with the way your body looked? Or if it wasn't about your body image, what was the reason that you did not want to take in food?
I felt hideous. I felt like I was not attractive. I wasn't wanted.
So, like, all of those, like, attracted, not wanted, deals with other people. So was it about other people?
Basically. Like, I was not a popular kid. I was really, like, to myself. I had my select friends, like 2 or 3 friends. And all of my friends had loads of other friends. And I was like, well, what's wrong with me? Maybe it's my appearance because I didn't look like them. So I was like, okay, well, let's try that. I was not like a negative person to people outside. Like my family, that's a whole other story. But
right.
I was definitely a social person. Like I didn't mind talking to other people as long as they didn't mind talking to me. If I ever got like a glimpse of we're not going to be compatible or you don't like me, I shut down. I don't got to talk to you, you ain't got to talk to me, that's cool. But if I felt like we could be a good match and good friends together and I wasn't receiving that from you, I'd be like, well, what's wrong with me? Like, what is that all about? Because my friend you're friends with, so what's wrong with me?
Yeah.
And my self-image was the first thing that popped in my mind. So I was like, well, maybe if I fix that. Because I did notice a lot of other kids that were my size back in that time, they didn't have a lot of friends either. So I was like, maybe I'm just similar to them. And all the friends that do have a lot of friends aren't like that. So let me get in this group. Let me see what happened with that. Which was not the best thing.
So when I say sense of belonging, what does that make you think?
Sense of belonging makes me think of being wanted and feeling wanted and feeling liked. And feeling liked by other people. So it's crazy because I didn't think you were going to add the other part about, other people who look like you. Yeah.
But, you look for the sense of belonging, or you had sense of belonging with the actual friends you had, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But when it came to the total population or just the people around, that were just around, you you didn't feel like you had a sense of belonging with your friends.
Yeah.
A lot of times that does weigh on us a lot. But what I was kind of like curious about was like, you did notice those people who look like you who had similar like situations. Mm-hmm. You could have found a sense of belonging with them. So now my next question is, did you
what was it about
intently, or like purposely, like not try and create a community with them, mm-hmm. or was there something?
It was definitely that notion of they didn't seem the happiest. They didn't seem like they were having the best time, and I was having an okay time with my friends, and I wanted to even have a better time. It was, in a sense, if I had to boil it down to one word, it was greed. It was greed of being wanted. I don't think greed is the right word. It'll pop in my brain.
Envy?
Almost.
Was it like, was it something more of like you didn't want to accept that?
It was not enough. I wasn't satisfied.
Yeah.
Where I was socially.
Yeah.
Basically.
I talked about it. I wrote about it. Chronic dissatisfaction.
Yeah.
That's what. Yeah. Chronic dissatisfaction.
I wasn't happy with where I was. Like I felt like I wasn't living to my fullest potential. The fuck. This radiant being.
Yeah. And
why do you not?
You didn't want to associate with them because then that's like saying, okay, well, I guess I just have to settle for this, and then you didn't want that.
Hell yeah.
Right. Yeah. No. Like I get that. Like
I did not want to settle at all. No.
Yeah.
And it's crazy, and it's so wild because I always tell myself like I'm so fine with, because I truly am. I'm fine with I'm fine with having 4 or 5 friends, a select few of friends that know me and we have the best time in the world, as opposed to having all these friends. Back then, it wasn't the case, because in high school, that's high school. Like, you need that to survive. Then I switched from public school to private school, and it was just like, okay, these two things aren't the same, mm-hmm. so I gotta figure out how to survive at this point. I went to my private school in high school with one friend from my public school. He had to leave after his freshman year, and I was all by myself. So I was like, but you better find a group to survive with. And so that was just, I don't know, it was a survival technique maybe. I haven't fully processed that, but those are the things that I've thought of. And it stuck with me. And I've gotten over a lot of the things that I did think of. It's not all gone as far as like my eating disorder, but it's definitely better. It's definitely a lot better. I will say that.
So, just to kind of move into the next little portion, but I kind of want to hold on to the eating disorder and the body image and the body dysmorphia and the dissatisfaction and stuff. Hold all of that stuff. I want you to hold all of that stuff. Okay, so as you guys know, I like to play games with our books here because who doesn't like a nice little puzzle book? Oh, no, it's not a puzzle book. Picture book.
Picture book.
Is it picture? Scrapbook.
Scrapbook.
I don't want to call the book scrap. That's kind of... You know what? Just...
Let me get this. Let's start the thing. Let's do whatever this is called.
All right. So, this is called Pictures Are Worth 1,000 Words, right? Mm-hmm. Pictures Are Worth 1,000 Words.
All right.
All right, guys. So, today we're playing Pictures Are Worth 1,000 Words. What's going to happen is Cameron is going to have 1 minute to draw himself as a child, as a baby.
No.
As a baby, okay? Now, what he's going to first do is split the center of the screen down, and he's only going to draw his picture of the baby on the left side. And
this is the first time I'm using a computer, apparently.
Right.
All right, cool.
See? And so he's going to draw the picture of himself as a baby on the left side. Okay. Now, with this, he's going to be thinking from his baby's standpoint, right? You can't start yet.
I'm writing. I'm labeling.
So with this, he's going to draw all these clothes on his body. And each clothing layer, each thing is going to be kind of just some of the things that he has dealt with, like hardships that he's dealt with as a baby. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So, for instance, if he had a hard time teething, he would draw like a shirt.
Okay.
Right? And if he had, or he could draw like, some of that, he draw anything, right?
We're thinking baby, right?
We're thinking baby.
Okay.
Yep, like 0 to 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
And these are all things that I had hardships times during what time frame?
0 to 2.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it should be pretty easy. That's why you got a minute.
Oh, okay.
Right? Ready?
All right.
And wait.
No, I wasn't
Go.
that big. Oh, I cheated. I totally cheated. How long do I have?
Yeah, 52 seconds left.
Oh, fuck. Shit, I don't know.
And also, you might want to label it too. It'll just help it. It'll be a little easier.
Label the picture or
40
label the
seconds.
images?
Label the clothing items.
Oh.
If you have any on there. 30 seconds.
Um,
15.
shit.
Still recording.
Oh, fuck.
5 seconds. 3, 2, 1.
Yo, I feel.
It's okay. You didn't fail. All right.
Why does he look
Show
like
the camera.
this? Yo, okay.
Show the camera.
I don't know what the fuck I did, but okay.
Yeah,
I went
you probably have to put it up there.
for the literal.
You're gonna have to put it up there.
Oh, I went all baby mode. Let's see if you can. Hopefully, I'm gonna bring it around.
I'm gonna screenshot it.
Okay, dope. Yeah. So should I come back?
Yeah, you can.
All right. Let's discuss what the hell was going on through my brain.
Let me see.
Okay.
Okay.
That's me.
All right.
Baby Cam. So yeah, it was a challenge. I mean, I don't know what was wrong with me or any challenges I had when I was like a baby. I knew I drew the milk because I've always been lactose intolerant. Ever birth always fucked me up. But that was it. Like that's always been my major issue.
Okay, so let me see.
Okay.
All right, so what I noticed is Cameron was bald.
Okay.
He was a bald baby.
I was.
We like bald babies.
It took a minute. Now, whew.
And he drew himself like as he looked like the bottom of an eggplant.
That's okay. The body was a lot bigger, but I was like,
your body was a lot bigger, or this body was?
No. The first body I drew was bigger, and I erased it because I was like, well, I wasn't that chubby yet.
Okay. But you were. You got these Winnie the Pooh arms and legs.
Because I was always cuddly. I liked interaction as a kid. I don't know what happened mid-life.
But no, it's telling. And then you have a smile.
Mm-hmm.
No nose, but you have a smile.
No nose.
Have you ever like felt like subconscious or insecure about your nose?
No.
You haven't?
Nuh-uh. About my eye bags, yes. And my face as a whole, yes. But I didn't realize that until elementary school. Yeah.
So you used to be all cuddly. That's why you have nice, soft Winnie the Pooh arms and hands. But then the body is bigger because you were chubbier.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. Were you happy when you were a baby?
I would say so.
Okay.
I was a happy kid.
All right. I mean, this looks like a
I'm waiting for
you can close it.
Okay, cool.
And it'll save.
Wait, what about the other side?
We'll do the other side later.
Okay. All right. Let's put that away for now.
All right, guys. So I know you guys have been waiting, but like I said, our book here has a story. We've already actually heard a lot of really good stories from him. I'm really
impressed.
There
we go.
And also appreciative of your openness and your just your support and your your ability to kind of just like go with it and just let it out and just know that you're putting it out there for other people, especially because our stories can help change other people's lives. We never know,
Yeah.
and a lot of times it can be hard to just share, especially with people you don't know.
Yeah.
Especially to a camera.
Yeah.
With 2 lights in front of you, with like 50 fish behind you.
Yeah.
Okay, so
The audience.
all right, so our book, you got it. Whatever story you want to talk about, but mostly I kind of want to talk about the baby thing and kind of how you saw yourself as how you see Cameron as a baby. If baby Cameron was standing in front of you right now, or not standing, like sitting or laying in front of you right now, what do you see of his future, and would you tell him anything? How would you hold him? How would you touch him? Like,
Oh, wow.
would you what kind of stuff would you tell him?
Okay, so I'm like, okay. Remember when we talked about Adele's album?
Uh-huh.
And you said that a lot of the songs didn't relate to you because it was from the mindset of a mom, basically.
Mm-hmm.
It was either Tuesday night or Wednesday night. It was sometime earlier this week, in the dead of night. It was that time. It was like 2:00 in the morning, and I was still awake. And you were like, "Go to sleep." And it was Tuesday. It was Tuesday, because I was super tired that day. I took a nap, woke up at night, and stayed up even longer to wake up again at 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
I bawled my eyes out in the bathroom in the dark at like 2:30 in the morning to her song about her kid. What is the name of it? Oh my gosh. It'll come to me. I don't know. I don't know. Y'all know, shoot. But
I put it somewhere right here.
yeah, right over here. That one. I cried so hard and it made me think of our conversation, because I was like, yeah, I can see that. I can see where you're coming from with that. However,
that moment,
I wanted to see if I can, not in this moment, like not when I was actually crying.
Okay.
I wanted to see if I could relate to it. After that conversation, I listened to it again, and I was like, I want to see if I can relate to it, because she can't just be talking about her kid. That's not any artist's intention.
Mm-hmm.
There has to be another way to relate to this song as opposed to just a child. And I saw it as me, like a baby me. Like, mm-hmm. And the theme of the song is like, I'm trying my best.
Go.
I know that everything's not going right now. Manny, you listening, boo? This is important.
You know your toe be smacking the table.
And let me listen. Let me do this shit. Because it's gonna bug me. Come on, baby. My Little Love.
Okay.
That's what it is.
Go get it. Go get it.
So.
Go get it. Go get it.
The song My Little Love. She's talking to her child. She's like, I'm trying my best. I hope my decisions don't mess you up in the future. Yeah. I hope you don't hate me.
Uh-huh.
That is a song that I would sing to my baby self. Like, I'm trying my best. Day by day, I'm making decisions, and they might not be for the best of us, but I'm trying my best. So don't hate me for the decisions I'm making right now that may affect our future, positive or negative. And I cried so hard, man. The past 2 years, I was in a relationship that it was not the best. It was very traumatizing. It was very abusive on both sides. I will take my side as well, but it was just not right. It was not good. It was not good. I won't say it wasn't right, because everything happens for a reason. I fully believe that.
Yeah.
And I took my lessons from it, but did it hurt my mental? Yes. And did it hurt my life? Yes. Am I on a journey to fix it and to make a better life? Yes. But when I was crying, I was like, it was that roller coaster of, I feel like everything is just on top of me, and I have to fix 1,000,001 things in my life on top of 1,000,001 things in my student's life. And it's just like, it was too much. I was on the floor bawling my eyes out, and I don't know. It took me that whole song, and I was like, I just need to like get it together, because that's always my thing. Like I don't cry a lot, but when I do cry, it's in the middle of the night when nobody can see me, nobody can hear me. I'm just by myself, and I'll let it all out. But it's definitely that sense of like, I have to get this out right now because it's gonna it affected me that whole like afternoon. Like I was just like not in the best spirits. I have to let this out right now because it's gonna fuck up my next day. And after that, I felt okay. I felt like I just need to take this day by day, step by step, decision by decision. If I fuck up again, let's fix it. Let's try not to. And that's what I'd say to baby Cameron. Like, we just need to make the best decisions that we can. If I had to tell a story, I would say like I said, the past 2 years haven't been the best, but I would never like just make that my narrative. I want my story to be the things that happen after that, because the things that happen during that and before that are what set me up to where I'm going right now.
Yeah.
And I like where I'm heading. I don't like where I am right now. I like where I'm going, and I would never have been in that place. I would never met you. I would have never met the people that I met currently. I would be in the job that I love so much right now if that didn't happen, which is why everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say like it's hard to tell that story all the time because it's like
that's not your story now.
Yeah, that's definitely
that was a different book.
That's a different book, different chapter. Burned it. I don't know.
Yeah,
but it's like I'll just talk about it because it was just like
you don't even. I enjoy the book that you are now. That's the book that you're writing.
Yeah.
You're still writing.
It's editing.
That's exactly
Yeah.
And I think it's important because not only is that book a part of a trilogy or whatever the word is for Sega.
Yeah.
Saga.
I've heard Sega before though.
Sega.
That's why.
The game. Yeah. But no, not only is it part of a saga, but the greatest thing about books is I don't need to pick up. If I want to read this series or read this book and it's the third or fourth book, I don't have to read the first or second book in order to be able to read the third or fourth book.
Yeah.
I can just pick up the third book and be like, okay, and maybe you're in your third book.
Yeah.
You know, if you know you're trying to write this book right now and you want to let go of telling that old story while you're writing a new book, it's going to get hard.
Yeah.
Because you're going to continue, I'm saying this as this is literally my life.
That happens.
But
it's easier said than done.
Yeah, it is, right?
Yeah.
But you're trying to write this new book, and if you continue telling your old story, it's just like if you were to go to, like one of those, like when they like sign books and like they talk, like they do that for the books that they just wrote.
Yeah.
Right? And so people come and they read the book and they're so happy and they want to get a signature. It's like if you show up to that, because they give a speech and they sometimes read a little bit from the book. If you show up to that and then you tell a story from a previous book, they're like, well, I mean, that's nice. We have background information. Like, either we know that or we don't. But I love this book.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's the book you're trying to write. So, if that's the current book you're trying to write, you don't have to. And the other thing about it is, a lot of times we need that variety of somebody is trying to start a new book, and this is how they think of it as, I don't want to tell that old story because I really need to focus on writing this book.
Yeah.
And I think at least for me, that's inspiring just to hear you say that and mean that you don't want to tell that old story, that old book. That's inspiring because, like I said, I'm just thinking about that now, and literally, I'm trying to write a new book. But not only do I live in that old book, I also help other people from my old book. But I think that's inspiring, and that's again like another huge reason why I enjoy having other people, because as books, you guys just all have different stories. You have so many books, you have so many things, you have books that are yet to come that I can't, provide. And then even so, I learn a lot more.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So.
And it's definitely it's that thing of like, I don't mind talking about it at all, but like you said, like the more and more I think about what happened, it happens on a daily basis. I will think of something, even if I'm in the gym, whatever. I'll think of something that happened, and I'm like, I can't believe I let that shit happen in my life, and I'm spiraling at that point. But like I don't mind talking about it. But I know like the more and more I do talk about it, the more and more discoveries I do make about my past that I could have changed or done differently. And it's like, well, damn.
And then you sit there and just ruminate on it over
like,
and over.
Yes.
Yeah. This it's like I said. So one really hard thing about filming and about filming the seasons, guys, is that with me, my brain activity is so reactive to what I'm doing and what's going on in my life and the things and places I'm going, the people I'm seeing and talking to, all those things. It's so very reactive to like that day. My dreams are, my brain is, all that stuff. So when we're in season and we're filming and recording the podcast and I'm talking to, last season Tati and I'm writing these blogs and I'm talking to the guests and the books and I'm doing all these things, I'm bringing up all these things that I'm learning or that I've learned or my traumas or past experiences and all this stuff. And it plays back in my head over and over. It plays back in my head when I'm asleep. And that's why I start having nightmares. And it always forms itself, whether it's positive or negative, it always somehow forms itself into something of a nightmare. Yeah. And so in season, I don't get much sleep. And last season, I think, we met right at the end of last season. Last season, I was having nonstop nightmares. And that's why I wasn't able to sleep at all because I'm processing these things all the time. And so that's a healthy way to think about it. Like I could talk about it. I'm good enough to talk about it, but I really want to focus on this next book.
Yeah. And speaking of dreams, like I really believe like there's something in your dreams. I've always, not always, I've recently been like focusing a lot on the dreams that I do remember. I've had dreams recently. One dream, I've had it twice. It's the same dream. And my teeth are falling out in the dream. And so I looked it up, like spiritual meaning for like teeth falling out in your dream. It's significant and symbolic of starting a new life and things leaving your life and starting a new chapter. Just like teeth. You're getting new teeth.
I wonder why you have such great teeth. And now everybody's out there like hiding their teeth.
Man. We'll get in that.
No, the braces,
there was definitely a lot of brace years, but we'll talk about that next. But yeah, and another dream that I had throughout that relationship, I lost a lot of good friends because I was just focused on that relationship and just making that person happy no matter what they requested, what they asked. I ditched everybody else. I had a dream that two of my closest friends that I had in high school, I had just seen them and something had happened to them or in the area that they were in. And I saw them and I was like, oh my gosh, are you guys okay? And they were like, oh, now you want to talk to us? And I was like, oh shit, here we go. But it was fine. Like nothing bad happened in the dream. Like they were kidding after they said that. And they were like, we just really missed you. And like, it's fine. Like we still love you. And after that, it was just normal conversation. Now, when I woke up, I had the intention and I had the idea of like reaching out to them and being like, hey, like, I just want to let you know, like, I hope you're doing okay kind of thing.
Yeah.
I did not do it. I was not brave enough, honestly. I wasn't. And I don't know. I might, as time goes on, like, it'll get harder and harder. I know that. But where I am mentally, I feel like I've done enough damage to the relationship and to them. I don't want to like put myself back in that space of being like, hey, I'm back, like welcome me back in kind of thing, because I know like you have to earn your spot in someone's life, and I never respected that before. Now that it's actually something I've gone through, I'm learning that, which is one of the lessons that I feel like I needed to learn in this life. That's why I put on this earth. I believe everybody has lessons they need to learn specifically for them. You got your lessons you need to learn in this lifetime. I've got my lessons I need to learn in this lifetime. We got to figure out what those lessons are, figure out the solution until we kick the bucket. But, yeah, the whole, like, teeth thing, like, that's always been, like, I've always had, like, this negative self-image about myself. And I still do, and I don't know, like, I'll have my good days. Like, I'll feel myself
like
most
today.
days. Look at this.
Right, you got chest out.
Yes.
Do-rag.
But some days it's like I don't want the world to see me, but it's all about the mood that I wake up in a lot of the times. I found out recently, my mom told me she was diagnosed with bipolar disorder, and that would have been real fucking helpful to know some years ago when she found out.
Yeah.
But now 26 years old, all right, let's deal with it. And I haven't been diagnosed with it myself, but I mean, if it runs in the family, 9 times out of 10, all right, cool. Man, I'm not going to go seek for that diagnosis as well. I don't need you to tell me, yeah, there's something wrong with you, Cameron. I know that there's some issues going on up in here. I don't need you to tell me, but I'm going to figure that out on my own.
Yeah.
But as far as, like, my self-image, I would say after I lost the weight, I felt a little bit better about myself. Because I lost the weight, I had my braces taken off, and I got contacts. So I was a whole new Cameron at that point, sophomore year. Was I emotionally new? No. My personality was kind of changing because I felt a little bit better about myself. As years and years and years go by, I started to build my self-confidence. I had my little friend group. I had the people I worked with that I loved, and we had our communication, our friendship, our ties with each other. High school friends, they all went out to college. Had my work friends. It was a tighter knit group, a smaller group.
Your work friends?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was. I had literally 3 or 4 good friends that I texted with constantly on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Not anymore, sadly, but during that time frame, it was just still sipping on this fruit punch. But yeah, I got better and better because my friends really lifted me up. They gave me that self-confidence that I felt in myself, but never like put it out there. But as far as my self-image went, like it took a while to get to where I am right now. I would have never done this. Baby Cameron would have never seen this if I had not gone through the things that I had gone through.
So I want to bring up Baby Cameron again that you brought him up. So earlier you said, that if you could say something to him, you would say, don't hate me for the things that I'm going to do, Do you think that Baby Cameron could hate you for what you have done and what you still may do?
Hate, no. Been disappointed and sad and hurt. Yeah, I could see that.
Age 0 to 2?
No, 0 to 2.
Does he know anything about that?
No, like, I don't know. When I hear Baby Cameron, I'm like, cognitively, like,
no.
He knows what's going on. But
no.
2 years old, infant, like, no. I've worked with 2-year-olds.
He can remember the words you say.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And the impact you had, like.
Right, he can remember the words, but.
Yeah.
As far as developing feelings and emotions and understanding.
Nah.
So.
Nah.
Okay. So. Could you hate Baby Cameron for what he's gonna do?
No.
Why?
Because you're gonna live your life, man.
It's Baby Cameron. Is he?
Things are gonna happen.
Is it easy for you to forgive yourself?
No.
Why not?
Man, because it's back to that thing of thinking of things that happened in my past, and it's like, Cameron, you know better, or you should have known better.
Rather. How about we replace that with can you forgive Baby Cameron?
Yeah. If Baby Cameron makes a mistake, I'm going to forgive Baby Cameron. But it's adult Cameron.
What's the difference?
Experience. Time.
Is that really a difference? Or is that something that just happens? Right. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So one thing that I really enjoy about that idea of, baby is forgiveness, hatred, like you said, and especially when I'm in my red, I forget about the babies.
Yeah.
Right. So why can you forgive Baby Cameron?
You're learning.
He doesn't know anything. Yeah. Is he tainted?
No.
He's not tainted, right? No. Like he's just
and there's
born, and that's just that.
Way more things that are gonna happen.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So it's like when a baby pukes on you, it's upsetting, right?
Yeah.
Or whatever. But like, You're not gonna give up on a baby. You're gonna forgive them almost instantly because that's just what babies do.
I've been there.
Right. But because that's just what babies do, it's the same thing. The only difference between a baby and a 3-year-old is a year. Only difference between a baby and a 10-year-old is more years. Only difference between a baby and a 30-year-old is more years. That's the only difference, really.
Yeah.
And so when you think about it, you're always that baby. Everybody is that baby. And one thing I learned about forgiveness, and because when you said, "Baby Cameron, please don't hate me," I was just thinking, does that mean that he hates a lot of the things that he does? I do. Because as soon as I first heard kind of like that strategy of think about a baby years and years ago, think about it as in the form of a baby, it was, well, baby, me, like, look, there's some things that's going to happen in your life that you're going to do to yourself, to other people, that people are going to do to you in the way you're going to respond. And like, you just need to let it go because you're a baby. You don't know anything. And everything that's going to happen to you is not your fault. It's not what you have done. You're just a product of the world. Yeah. And so that kind of is hard. Yeah. But one thing I've really learned, because a lot of my aggression used to be on other people, not myself. I only started taking things out of myself like a few years ago. I had to use the whole baby thing with other people. Okay. Because I was very homicidal at many points. And my counselor really changed my entire mindset when she was like, every person was a baby, just like you. And all these things just happen. You know what I'm saying? And so when it comes to that, like, when I'm so aggravated at someone that really frustrated me, if I can just think, okay, they were a baby at one point, and think about that baby. I can't be mad at that baby. Now, this person has chose, to do things that I have been upset by. Yeah. But in order for me to like calm myself down, if that's what I choose to do, that's how I do that. So it's just really interesting that you said, I don't want you to hate me, because you're still that person, and you're only a product of the years that you've lived. You know what I'm saying? So the next portion of it, before we finish it all, and you can probably guess, the second half of Picture Worth 1,000 Words is, so Cameron's going to draw on the other side. Cameron, today, his book today, or whatever the case may be, same thing goes. This time, clothes are challenges or hardships or whatever. I probably wouldn't write all that because you probably need more space. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So this time he will have 2 minutes to draw himself with these layers, these clothes, these clothing items and accessories or whatever that describes Cameron today. You ready?
Yeah.
2 minutes. Go. 10.
So I can't stand tests. I can't stand them.
3. 2.
Okay.
1. All right,
y'all.
Let's show them.
Here we go with this, man. I feel like there's way more that I should be wearing. Yep, here we go. Just in case. In and out. All right, let's do this.
Let me screenshot it.
Cool. Man.
Work. Life. Screenshot.
Many men.
Beautiful. All right. What we got here?
All right, y'all. So, I'm a lot cooler, a lot slender. And now that I think about it, my arms and legs a lot more thin. I did not do that on purpose.
Oh my God.
But I drew a shirt because it's just to cover up everything else that's underneath it, which is the self-image. I drew work life on my
Wait,
shoulders.
your self-image is beneath your shirt?
Yeah.
Your shirt is hiding your self-image?
Pretty much.
Like, hiding what about your self-image?
Hiding the fact that I don't love where my body is currently. I'm working on it.
First,
But
use
I'm
face
very...
recognition to unlock the device.
Really? I'm very self-conscious about the way my body is, so I cover it up as much as I can. Sometimes I expose it just to be in that mindset of like I have to force myself to love myself, but that's not always the case. Work life I put on the shoulders, but I couldn't find anything. I drew broad shoulders just because you need strong shoulders to deal with your work life balance. But like I said, I have my own issues at home and I have my own issues at work that just feel like they just kind of cascade, and I just have to march through life with that stuff. I attempted to draw a hat.
Okay, I thought that was a boogeyman.
No. That's a hat for just positive and negative comments that just go on through my head. Those are things that I just deal with on a daily basis.
Does the hat keep it inside or protect from?
I would say it keeps it inside because I don't let it out. I don't let it out at all.
You don't let it out like as to manifest it out.
Yeah, I try not to talk about it to a lot of people because I don't feel like I hate putting my shit on other people. I can't stand that. Yeah. I don't mind it being done to me. Like anybody can say anything and talk to me. Like that's the crazy thing. Give me your shit. I'm not gonna give you. Like what is that about? But yeah,
like everybody in the world,
basically. But I keep it all in here, which just creates
sense.
This massive, which is why I draw a big hat, which is just this massive, just mental concentration of all the thoughts. And I was gonna do something with the bottom part, as far as like my past, kind of like weighing me down, but like a belt, as like a constricting kind of thing, but. That I'm trying to break free from. Like we said, we're trying to start a new book.
Yeah.
But that's me, slender, statuesque Cameron nowadays.
So explain to me the two cameras that are on there.
Baby Cameron was definitely a lot happier. I noticed I did not draw a face on me now. A face smiling.
I would imagine that's probably because you put your emotions typically behind a lot of this stuff. And probably trying to hide it. Not that I'm a therapist or anything.
I mean,
I'm not a therapist.
Just
but
read my whole life.
I can just imagine because you took the time subconsciously to draw the face over there, but over here you spent the time to work on. These are what's going on with me. This is how I'm hiding them and keeping them inside. But you forgot about your emotion. And your expression.
Get out of my brain. Anyway.
I know. I just think I noticed it because I think that's what we do. That was why I made a comment about it the first time because I want to see if he would do the same thing.
That's so messed up. Like what the heck?
I know.
I totally did.
Yeah, I really wanted to see.
Because when you're a kid, like I mean, everybody's a happy kid. Well, I won't say everybody because I don't know everybody, baby, but. You're just joyous. Nothing's really bothering you at that point. But once you go through things, it's like everything's just kind of like stacks and layers and layers and layers on top of it.
And not only are you stacking these things, now you're trying to hide these things while you also have them. That sounds like a lot.
Man,
that sounds like a lot.
But yeah.
You know, I like I like the cameras, and just remember, about Baby Cameron.
I can't forget Baby Cameron.
You can't forget Baby Cameron.
After that night, that was a night, man.
Baby
After
Cameron,
that night,
yeah.
I can't forget about Baby Cameron. Never again.
Well, guys, I think that is going to be in the end of, or at least, the wrapping up of this portion of the book. And Cam, like I said, it's unbelievable how open that you were. And I'm pretty sure, there's a community out there that's going to appreciate it. I tell people all the time, like, a lot of times people don't understand that their strength reaches other people, even if they don't know it at the moment. It does. It does. It has to. And I definitely think that you're doing a great job. Because it's not easy for people, like I said, to come on and talk to a camera.
Thanks.
But with that being said, guys, I want to thank everybody who's made it to the end of the podcast. You can check out all of our podcasts, vlogs, blogs, all that stuff on our website. You can also check it out on YouTube, Google Podcasts, Anchor, Spotify, everywhere. You can find it everywhere. It's all over the place. But I also want to give a special thanks to anybody who does go ahead and like, subscribe, comment, follow, share, all that kind of good stuff, because we just want to get out there. Make sure you go to the website, check out any extra stuff about Mad Pride Week that's coming up next year. To make sure you check out some of the new merch, all the different kind of stuff. But with that, I hope you guys have an amazing day, an amazing week, and see you guys in the next one.